The hours after that message felt unreal, like I was walking through my own life from the outside. Every corner of my apartment held some reminder of my family: the framed picture from Christmas 3 years ago, the blanket my mom knitted when I moved out, the box of birthday cards from Noah stacked in my closet. Now, the same people who said they loved me wanted me wiped out of their lives, like a smudge on a screen. By noon, the shock had worn off enough to leave behind something uglier, a creeping sense of panic I couldn't swallow down. I kept rereading the text. "We need distance from you. Please stop contacting us completely." Why? 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 I couldn't breathe without asking that question. I paced my living room, then sat, then stood, then opened the fridge and closed it again without taking anything. I finally grabbed my jacket and keys and stepped outside before the suffocation swallowed me whole. Walking helped a little, but the questions followed like shadows. What did he do? What were they told? What weren't they telling me? I ended up at a tiny park near my apartment, where kids were screaming on swings and dogs chased each other in loops. Everyone around me seemed connected to someone. I felt like the only person in the world whose own family had decided they were done with her. I sat on a bench and buried my face in my hands. Think? Siene? Think? The last few months had been strange. Not dramatic, not obviously toxic, but strange enough now that the memories started clicking together like puzzle pieces I didn't realize were connected. 1. Elise, my brother's fiancée, making those backhanded comments. 2. My parents canceling plans with me multiple times in a row, claiming they were too busy with wedding stuff. 3. My brother growing distant, his texts shorter and colder, like someone was slowly turning the dimmer switch down on all of them, until I was in the dark. My phone buzzed. My best friend, Tegan. "Lunch today. You alive?" I typed back, "I need you. Now." She arrived at the park 30 minutes later, wearing oversized sunglasses and carrying 2 giant iced coffees. "Okay," she said, sitting beside me. "You look like you've been hit by emotional roadkill. What happens?" I handed her my phone. She read the message, then read it again. Then she whispered, "What the actual hell?" "I don't know," I said, voice cracking. "I genuinely don't know." She wrapped an arm around me. "Sienna, this is messed up. Did you fight with them?" "No." "Did you say something that could have upset them?" "No." "Did you set their house on fire?" "Tegan, just checking all possibilities." I let out a weak laugh, but it dissolved quickly. "I just want the truth," I whispered. "One reason." "Anything?" Tegan hummed thoughtfully. "Has anything changed recently? Something big?" I hesitated. "Well, I did turn down Elise's request a few weeks ago." "What request?" I swallowed. "She asked if I'd co-sign a loan with her. She said she wanted to buy a new car before the wedding." Primera told her no. "Primera saide. Iwasanti. Responsible." Tegan blinked. "Wait. Your brother's fiancé asked you to co-sign? Why not Noah?" "She said he didn't have the right credit score." Tegan stared at me. Hard. "Okay. That's suspicious." And when I said no, I continued. She got weird. Really weird. She said I make things harder than they need to be. Tegan pressed her lips together. "Sienna, I think you need to consider something. What if Elise has been feeding your family lies about you?" A cold chill rippled down my spine. "No," I said automatically. They wouldn't believe, but the words died in my throat. My parents did believe things. Quickly, fully, blindly. Especially if the source seemed confident. Tegan continued. "Think about the timing. Everything went downhill right when she got close to the family. Suddenly, she's the favorite. Suddenly, you're the problem. Sounds like someone's rewriting the narrative." My stomach flipped. Hard. "Why would she do that?" I whispered. Tegan raised a brow. "Why does anyone isolate someone else? Control. Money. Influence. Getting you out of the way. Pieces snapped together so fast it made my head spin. Elise wanting the loan. Elise making digs at me. Elise always whispering to my mom. Elise constantly texting Noah during family dinners. Elise saying, I played the victim. Tegan leaned closer. Sienna, what if she told them something about you? Something big enough to make them push you away? My pulse stumbled. Like what? Anything. A lie about your finances, your mental health, your relationships. She could have said, you're unstable, dangerous, jealous. Who knows? If she wants you out of the picture, she'd lie. The thought made my skin crawl. My family believed Elise. They trusted Elise. They adored Elise. And they cut me off without even giving me a chance to defend myself. I clenched my fists. I won't let her do this. I need to know what she told them. Tegan nodded. So what's the plan? I stood. My legs felt weak, but steady enough. I'm going to find my family, I said quietly. I'm going to look them in the eyes. Every one of them, and I'm going to get the truth. My phone buzzed again. A new message. From my brother. Heart pounding, I opened it. You need to stop digging into things. Just drop it. Tegan looked over my shoulder. Oh God, she whispered. He knows you're onto something. And I did. I was onto something big. Bigger than I imagined, because families don't erase someone they love, unless someone else is pulling the strings. I didn't go home after reading Noah's text. I couldn't. Stop digging into things. Just drop it. People don't send messages like that unless they're hiding something or terrified you're about to uncover it. And if my own brother was warning me off, it meant whatever Elise started was bigger than I thought. Tegan and I sat in her parked car for a long moment, letting the weight of everything settle around us like fog. This is not normal family behavior, she muttered. This is what do they call it? Emotional hostage-taking. I let out a weak laugh, but it cracked halfway through. My family isn't a cult. No, she said, but Elise might be. I rubbed my face. My hands wouldn't stop shaking. I have to talk to them. Face to face. Texts aren't enough. Tegan didn't even blink. Then, let's go find them. And immediately, one place came to mind. Every Sunday at 7 p.m., without fail, my family held dinner at my parents' house. Even during vacations, even during fights, even when they barely spoke to me. Dinner was sacred. I checked the time. Jam 6:41 PM. Tegon, take me to my parents' house. Her eyebrows shot up. You're going to crash family dinner? No. I'm going to get the truth. She nodded and started the engine. We reached my parents' street just as the sky was turning purple. Their house glowed warm through every window. Cars filled the driveway, my dad's truck, my mom's SUV, Noah's car, and then the bright blue luxury SUV parked smugly at the end. Elise's the sight made my stomach twist. They were all inside. Eating. Laughing. Living life without me. I swallowed hard and stepped out of the car. Tegan grabbed my wrist. If anything feels off, you walk away. You owe them nothing. I nodded, even though my heart felt like it was trying to escape my chest. I walked up to the porch and rang the bell. Through the frosted glass, movement stopped. Someone whispered. Footsteps approached. The door opened. My mom stood there, expression tightening like she'd been caught in something. Sienna, she said softly, you shouldn't be here. I almost laughed. Well, neither should a daughter your entire family cut off by text. But here we are. She stepped outside, blocking the doorway with her body. Tonight isn't a good time. A good time. I don't care, I said. Why did you tell me to stop contacting you? What did I do? Before she could answer, another voice drifted from inside, light, polished, poisonous. Is everything all right? Elise, of course. She appeared over my mom's shoulder like she belonged there. Like she'd always belonged. Her face was calm. Too calm. She even had the nerve to smile. Sienna, maybe now isn't the best moment, she said gently. It felt like gasoline thrown on a flame. No, I said, stepping forward. Right now is perfect. My mother's jaw stiffened. My father showed up behind Elise, pale the moment he saw me. Sienna, he whispered. We asked for distance. Why? I demanded. What did I do? The silence that followed was thick and ugly. Elise finally stepped forward, wearing a sympathetic expression that didn't reach her eyes. I told them the truth, she said softly. Too softly. My pulse spiked. The truth about what? She exhaled dramatically, as if she were the victim. Your situation? My skin went cold. What situation, Elise? She folded her arms delicately. Your instability. I blinked. My what? Sisruhed, your emotional struggles, your financial issues, your unpredictability. I only shared because I was concerned. I stared at her, stunned. She looked at me like she expected applause. You lied, I whispered. She kept her cool. I shared my worries. My family. I turned to them. You believed her. My mom looked away. My dad rubbed his forehead. Noah hovered behind them, guilt written across his face. How could you? I asked. No one answered. So Elise did. You've been difficult lately, she said sweetly. You make everything about you. I saw red. Pure, burnin' red. Before I could snap, Tegan appeared behind me, arms crossed like a bodyguard. You, she said, pointing straight at Elise, are unbelievable. Elise froze. Tegan stepped beside me. You manipulated her family because she refused to co-sign that loan for you. The air shifted. My mother's head snapped toward Elise. Loan, she whispered. Elise stopped breathing. It was obvious. She hadn't told them. I stepped forward. Tell them, Elise. Tell them how you wanted me to risk my financial future so you could drive a Lexus to brunch. Sienna, she said, voice trembling. I didn't mean. No. I cut in. You meant to isolate me. You meant to make me look unstable. And they believed you because it was convenient. My father whispered, Sienna. Is this true? I turned to him, tears stinging my eyes. All I ever did was try to be honest with you, and you chose a stranger's lies over your own daughter. My mother's face crumpled. Noah looked sick. Elise looked like a cornered animal. But I didn't stay to watch the fallout. I didn't come for an apology, I said. I came for the truth. And now I have it. Primera turned away, walked down the steps, didn't look back. Because I knew this wasn't the end. The lie had been exposed. Now came the consequences, and what happened next would change everything for them. And for me. I didn't cry until I reached the sidewalk. Not when Elise smirked behind my mother. Not when my father looked at me like a stranger. Not even when Noah hid in the hallway like he couldn't stand to face me. But the moment I stepped off the porch and their house disappeared behind me, everything I'd been holding in finally cracked. Tegan didn't say a word. She just walked beside me, steady and quiet, until I could breathe again. I can't believe they believed her, I whispered. Tegan shook her head. They didn't just believe her. They wanted to. It spared them from admitting they pushed you out long before Elise ever showed up, to truth cut, deeper than anything Elise ever said. We got back to my apartment, but it didn't feel like home. Not with the kind of emptiness that followed betrayal. Tegan stayed over, refusing to leave me alone. At some point, exhaustion dragged me under, and I woke the next morning to my phone vibrating nonstop. Missed calls, voicemails, texts, all from my family. Tegan raised an eyebrow. Your absence finally hit them. I opened one voicemail. My father's voice, shaky. Sienna, please, que? Cal, we need to talk. Then, one, from my mother. Sweetheart, we made a mistake. Can you come over tonight so we can explain? Explain! As if an explanation could undo what they'd allowed Elise to build in their heads. Before I could process any of it, a new message came from an unknown number. "This is Elise. Please hear me out." I stared at my phone in disbelief. Tegan practically snatched it. Oh no, she does not get an audience. But curiosity pulled at me like a thread I couldn't ignore. I opened the message. "I didn't mean for things to go that far. I just wanted some space from you." Everything spiraled. My jaw dropped. The woman who destroyed my relationship with my family now wanted space from me. Another message came. "Can we meet?" "Just the two of us." Tegan threw her hands up. "Meet her alone." "Absolutely not." "No," I said. "But I'm done playing defensive." Tegan nodded slowly. "Then, let's finish this." We met Elise at a cafe near my apartment, public, neutral, with witnesses. Tegan sat one table away, pretending to scroll her phone but ready to pounce if Elise even blinked wrong. Elise walked in, wearing sunglasses like she was avoiding paparazzi. She removed them and sat across from me, eyes glossy, posture stiff. "Sienna," she said softly. "I'm sorry. I never meant for your family to react that way." I folded my arms. "Why did you lie about me?" She flinched. "I just felt overshadowed. They always talked about you. Compared me to you? I wanted to feel important." "And your solution," I said, "was to call me unstable, financially irresponsible." "Dangerous." She swallowed. "I just wanted them to trust me." "You wanted them to choose you over me," I corrected. Her silence was confirmation. "You destroyed my relationship with my family because I wouldn't cosign your loan," I said, voice low. She looked down. I panicked. "No," I said. "You calculated." Her eyes filled with tears. "Please don't tell Noah everything." I stood up. "Elise," I said, "I already have." Her face drained of all color. She whispered, "You don't understand." "No," I interrupted. "You don't understand. I'm done being quiet. I'm done being erased. And I'm done letting you control the narrative." Tegan stood up behind me like backup. "We're done here." I walked out of the cafe without looking back. For the first time in months, maybe years, I felt something close to strength. Not because everything was fixed, but because Elise's power over my life had finally broken. What came next would be messy and painful for all of us, but peace time. I wouldn't be the one apologizing. I walked out of that cafe, with my heart pounding and my hands shaking, but for the first time in months, the shaking wasn't from fear, it was from something else, something steadier, sharper, stronger. Relief. Not because the situation was over, but because the truth was finally out in the open. The webbies spun around my family had snapped. Now the pieces were falling where they belonged. Tegan drove me home. She didn't talk much. She didn't have to. She just kept glancing over to make sure I was still breathing. When she dropped me off, she gave my shoulder a squeeze. "You did the right thing," she said. "Now let them sit in the mess they made." For once, I didn't argue. As soon as I stepped inside my apartment, my phone buzzed. Then buzzed again. And again. My mother, my father, Noah, a group of missed calls, back to back, like they were all trying to break down my phone instead of my boundaries. He set it face down on the counter. I wasn't ready. Not yet. An hour later, someone knocked at my door. I froze. Knocking again. Soft. Hesitant, not angry, not demanding. I already knew who it was. I opened the door to find Noah, my older brother, standing there with red eyes and wrinkled clothes. He looked like he hadn't slept since last night. "Sienna," he whispered. "Can I come in?" I stepped aside. He walked in slowly. Like he wasn't sure he deserved to cross the threshold. He sat on the edge of my couch, elbows on his knees, hands clasped together. For a moment, he didn't speak. He just breathed. Shaky, uneven breaths. Then, "I'm sorry." 2 words I had never heard from him in my entire life. I swallowed. "For what exactly?" He winced. For believing Elise. For letting her poison everything. For not being your brother when you needed one. I sat across from him, arms crossed, trying to stay steady. Why did you believe her so is? He dragged his hands through his hair. She said you talked badly about her. She said you were jealous. She told Mom you were unstable. She told Dad you were irresponsible. She told me you were manipulative. None of it was true, I said quietly. I know that now, he whispered. I should have known then. I shouldn't have trusted a woman I've known 2 years over a sister I've known my whole life. My chest tightened, not from pain this time, but from something like mourning the morning of a bond that had been fragile long before Elise arrived. Noah looked up, eyes shining. I'm not asking for forgiveness today. I needed you to know I know the truth now. I nodded slowly. He continued. Mom and Dad want to talk to you. They're devastated. Devastated because of what Elise did, I asked. Or devastated because they got caught believing her. He flinched. Maybe both. I looked away, toward the window and the city beyond it. Noah, you all told me to stop contacting you. You told me to give you distance. You pushed me out without asking a single question. Do you have any idea what that does to a person? His voice cracked. Do. Now. We sat in silence for a long moment. Then he said the thing I didn't expect. Elise and I are over. I blinked. What? I ended it this morning, he whispered. I couldn't look at her. Couldn't believe I let her manipulate me into throwing away my own sister. Tears pricked my eyes, but I blinked them back. I'm sorry, he repeated, voice breaking. I exhaled slowly. I'm glad you see it now. But, Noah, I'm tired. I can't just snap back into the role you expect me to play. He nodded. I know. Take the time you need. He stood to leave. When you're ready, call me. Or don't. I'll respect whatever you choose. At the door, he paused. You deserved better than what we did to you. And then he was gone. That night, my mom sent a long message. My dad sent an apology voice note. Both wanted to talk, both wanted to explain, both wanted forgiveness. But I finally understood something I should have realized a long time ago. I didn't have to give them access to me just because we shared blood. Apologies weren't doors. They were requests, and I had the right to say no. So I didn't respond. Not yet. Maybe not ever. I curled up on the couch with a cup of tea, letting the quiet settle around me. Not the lonely quiet I used to fear, but a peaceful quiet I had earned. For the first time in my life, I wasn't chasing my family's approval. I wasn't trying to fix something I didn't break. I wasn't begging to be chosen. I chose myself. And that single choice, it changed everything.